Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video. And in today's video, we will be looking at Rakan in the support role. However, I am not going to be playing it. The number one in my list is going to play it. Jesus Christ, he has 1000 LP already, which is Ryuh. Ryuh is a friend of mine and I want to be taking a little more time off, and I have a vacation right now, so he's going to be providing some content for the channel as well. You can check him out, links in the description. He has a YouTube channel, Twitter, I think Twitch as well. I'll put all of his links in the description. So, how do you build Rakan? How do you play Rakan? Because it changed a lot. Like, do you guys remember how Rakan was, you would go for Zeke's Convergence and Protector's Vow and full tank. Basically this build. And while this build is not bad, this build is not bad. It's just that the AP route of Rakan is insanely powerful right now. It's so good. Like, he has insane AP scalings, and especially the Rod of Ages, which is a core item for him. Really good. So you start with the Rod of Ages. You could rush the Proto Belt, by the way, you could. I don't personally recommend it, because even though like with the Proto Belt you can be super aggressive, you want to get the Rod of Ages as fast as possible for the power. But as I said, if you want the movement speed, if you want the aggressive Proto Belt, then you go for it first. It's okay, like you can still get the Rod of Ages, it's fine, even if you delay it a little bit. So basically Rod of Ages first, then you get the appropriate boots, which very likely is going to be Mercury's threats, because as a Rakan, you can constantly move around, but you don't want to be CC'd, right? You want to be mobile, you want to be constantly dashing around. Of course, if you're stunned, rooted, and everything like that, you cannot move around, right? So, very likely Mercury sets. If the enemy doesn't have a lot of CC, then you could actually get a play of Steel Caps, or even an Ioni Boots of Lucidity. Second item, so I thought Rabadon was the best, and if you play Rakan in the mid lane, sure, Rabadon is the best. But in the support role, Ardent Sensor as your second item is actually much better. So, Ardent Sensor is a support role. Every time you use your third ability, whenever you shield an ally, especially if your ADC is a good player, you're constantly going to be giving them attack speed, you as well by the way, and magic damage on their attacks, which is really strong because you have two shields. You have your third ability 2 times. That is why this is incredibly powerful. Now, third item, you can basically choose 2 routes. You can choose the route of going even more AP, and you can build a Rabadon's Death Cap. And then the next route is more support, more helping your team out, more tankiness. Just you have the support role and the more carry role. If you want to do as much damage as possible, then you go for the Rabadon's Death Cap. But if you feel like your teammates need a tank and basically a support, then you go for the Zeke's Convergence. You can still mix tank items with the AP build. It just really depends on what you want. Like, what am I supposed to tell you guys? It really completely depends on what you want. Like in the late game, as I said, you can choose the AP, you can choose AP items, or you can choose support items. Like a Christian's Reflector is also a good item if the enemy has a lot of attack damage, but you still want to do more damage, more AP damage, then you can get the Christian's Reflector. There is just so many different items you can go for on Rakan. And let me see. For the runes, it changed though. So you used to go for Aftershock on Rakan, but not anymore, because you're dealing so much damage now. So Electrocute is the way to go. You go for Electrocute or Rakan. Second rune, you can choose for different ones. You can either go for a Brutal, which I do not recommend by the way, or a Weakness. Yet again, Weakness supports your team a bit more, and you're constantly going to be utilizing the Weakness, because your second ability knocks up enemies, and your ultimate charms all of the enemies. Really strong in teamfights, guys. Third rune is completely situational. Get the Adaptive Carapace if you want to be strong in the early game. Get the Hunter Titan if the enemy has a lot of CC. And get the Conditioning if you want to become unkillable. Well, not really unkillable, but if you want to become super tanky in the late game. And for your fourth rune, is situational. Pack Hunter is generally going to be good, to get to an enemy a bit faster. Thing is though, like, he doesn't really utilize any other rune too well. Like, no, not Sweet Tooth. Sure, Hunter Genius can be good, but Pack Hunter is generally going to be a bit better on Rakan. For your spells, you want to go for Flash and Ignite. Ignite to be aggressive. Tell your ADC or your Dragon Laner to go for a heal, because you want to get an Ignite on Rakan. So enough about the build. Let's now get into the gameplay. And as you can see... Oh, by the way, let me tell you some stuff about this game. The jungler in Ryuh's team is Andre Q. Andre Z. Sorry, I don't know what... Andre Z. And he is literally the best jungler in EU. He's the jungler from Team Queso. And the enemy has the player that is currently top 1 in the leaderboard. The enemy jungler is the player that is currently in the top 1 leaderboard. I mean, I beat that player pretty hard on Vi like a week ago or something. You can check out that video as well. But yeah, if you missed it, by the way, this is Ryuh. This is not me playing. This is a friend of mine, Ryuh, who is a 1000 LP challenger player. I don't wanna get like I don't want you guys to misunderstand stuff. Being challenger doesn't really mean that much in the game, but Ryuh is just a really good player. Him being a challenger is just a bonus, basically. Because the thing about this season is, you know, 5-man queue is broken, everyone in challenger rank does it, but that doesn't mean that the players that do it are bad players. I played with Ryuh before actually deciding to make videos with him, you know, because as I said, I want to take some time off. And immediately after a few games, I could see, hey, okay, this is a good player. You know, basically he was showing me that he had a very diverse pool of champions, just like me. You know, he was playing Morgana, playing Rakan, playing Thresh, playing Fiora, playing Yasuo. Every single one of those champions he was playing right. So that's just like a quick introduction to Ryuh, because you're very likely gonna see more of him on the channel. And I wanna ask you guys for feedback as well on these videos, because I want the videos to feel authentic and I want the videos to feel as good as the videos where I am playing. But as I said, I am gonna be taking a bit more time off because, like, as I said, I want perfect videos, and if only I have to record the perfect videos, then yeah, I'm not able to take vacations, basically. That's the whole idea. So, now enough about all that, let's look at the gameplay. So, as a Rakan, Ryuh also does it. You want to upgrade your second ability. Rakan can actually choose any ability to upgrade, by the way, and I said this in my Rakan guide as well. But if you play Rakan on with the AP route, the Rabadon's Death Cap, the Rod of Ages and stuff like that, then you want to max your second ability first, because it's going to deal so much damage, and the cooldown is going to be really great, right? You want to constantly use your second ability. Secondly, you want to fully upgrade your third ability, and the reason is because when you get the Ardent Sensor as your second item, you want to have your third ability maxed, because you want to constantly use those shields, right? Oh, there we can see a very simple engage of Rakan, right? Like, as a Rakan, your third ability has many different uses. So you may think that the third ability is only good to shield allies, but no. That is only one thing that you can do with the third ability. Let me give you examples. As you saw in this lane right here, he was behind the Vayne, used his third ability to the Vayne to get close to the enemy, and then boom! He knocked up the enemy, and you can even disengage like that. Oh, another thing, this is a bad quality video because I'm on vacation. It's gonna be fixed next week, so don't worry. By the way, did you guys know that in certain parts of Germany you cannot drink water from the Jesus, how do you call it? Like, basically you can't drink water from that thing that's supposed to give you water. So you have to buy bottles of water, which I think is pretty stupid, because it's so nice to drink water from the Jesus, what is that thing called? The whatever, I don't know what it's called, but it's okay. And with Rakan, by the way, a massive power spike when you reach level 5. This is absolutely huge. That ultimate is like the big thing of Rakan. You guys have probably experienced it already, where a Rakan completely changes the game with that ultimate, right? Because it's insanely strong if used correctly, especially because not only does it charm all the enemies, it makes Rakan super fast, so the enemies have a really hard time catching up. Only if you only have to hit one enemy and you're gonna get that insane bonus movement speed. And the beauty is you can combine Rakan's second ability with the charm. Basically, you can engage with your second ability, charm all of the enemies close in a certain spot, and then boom, you're gonna knock them up as well. And yes, guys, if you combine that with a Diana, with a Yasuo, even with a Jax, you know, you're gonna clump up all the enemies, you're gonna knock them up. Imagine Diana engaging, she uses her ultimate, then imagine Jax engaging, he stuns all of them. You guys understand my point, right? Or Yasuo. Those are the insane powers of Rakan, and it's just really strong. The weakness of Rakan, however, is if the enemy is not sticking together. Like, if the enemies are all, you know, like just like this is not good. See that? This is this is not good. What is he trying to do? He's trying to get the enemies close together for the Diana to use her ultimate, but this was not the best situation to have Rakan. And the enemies are doing a good job at spreading out, because if the enemies are all spread out, then it's really hard to hit your second ability on multiple enemies. It's really hard to hit your ultimate on multiple enemies. So you kind of want to catch the enemies off guard when they're sticking a bit together, because then you can absolutely decimate them. Maybe he should have ignited him. Like, if he ignited, I mean, it was a Lucian, so it's a bit hard to kill a Lucian, but yeah. Let me think, what did I want to say? Oh yeah, Rakan's passive. This is basically like Malphite's passive, right? I believe it's like 18 seconds or something. You get a shield, like the Mountain Dragon, you know, like Malphite's passive. And with this shield, you want to utilize it. Don't just leave it behind. As I always say in my videos, you want to use everything your champion has to offer. And Rakan has this to offer, which is the shield. So what do you do when you have the shield? You go for trades. When you're playing in your lane, you go in and you tank and you go for the trades, right? Like you and the Dragon Laner, you both attack the enemy and you make sure that you as a Rakan are taking all the damage. You want to dive balls deep into the enemy. And then you want to disengage, right? Like here, you can even see you can take a turret shot for free, literally. So you want to be using that shield because it's really strong, like for trading in the lane. Oh, and Rakan's first ability. Now with this build, where you go for the Rod of Ages Ardent Sensor, you don't really upgrade this ability, so it's gonna have a pretty short range, so it's not gonna be easy to use. Let's take a look at this. He uses his ultimate to get the bonus movement speed, Proto Belt to get close to the enemy, and he gets the kills. See, this is the power of the Proto Belt. It allows you to get close to the enemies. Even though you're delaying your Rod of Ages, you will have this really good power spike very early on in the game. And yeah, about your first ability, as I was talking, you're not going to be upgrading it, so you're not really going to be able to use it for sustain in the lane, because the range is not big. It's going to be very hard for you to get close enough to the enemy to use it. But when you do an engage on the enemy, you know, with your second ability or with your ultimate, make sure you use your first ability. Just use it, because what's going to happen is going to create that aura. And you can go back to your teammates and heal all of them up. And the healing is pretty substantial, you know, it's pretty nice. So, in a team fight, when you're engaging, do not forget to use your first ability as well. Do not forget, because it's gonna deal damage, not a lot, but it is gonna deal damage, and it's gonna heal your allies. Oh god, like the enemy Lucian is actually doing really well. Oh, and I'm doing a skin giveaway as well, you know, giving away 15 skins. All you have to do to enter is put down a comment under the video. And yeah, as I said, please let me know what you guys think of this type of video, whether or not you guys are enjoying it. I have not seen the game yet, by the way, because I felt like that would be a bit more entertaining. And I can actually give my fair analysis of the game, right? Like, I think he's gonna do this, or I think this is what he should do. And then if we can see what he is gonna do, maybe it's gonna be different from what I'm saying, or maybe it's gonna be the exact same. So we can see kind of two perspectives, right? Like, of course, I'm not always right. I mean, obviously. So let's take a look at this. This is the combo that I was talking about. Amazing combo. Unfortunately, he was only able to hit it on 2 enemies, but here you can see a glance of what Rakan can do. He was able to use his ultimate and get 2 enemies close. Then he used his second ability to knock them up, and then Camille used her second ability to deal a lot of damage. You can see the potential right here, right? Like, I hope that you guys can clearly see the potential that Rakan has right here, with his insane abilities and his insane combos. Because yes, it is insane. It is absolutely insane. It was only hit on 2 enemies, and yet he provided so much value to his team. Like, it's crazy.
Middle turret is under attack. Turret lost.
By the way, I believe this is a 5-man queue versus a 5-man queue. That's why it's such high elo gameplay, because literally everyone is challenger in this game. So yeah, you know, it's bound to be a good game, of course. Ooh, this would have been a good position for Rakan to engage, but unfortunately only Camille was there to back up, and you know, the enemies might have had more people right there. If there were more people to back up, they would have completely wiped them out right there. Another thing, by the way, the whole reason that you go full AP Rakan is, like, all of his abilities scale so well with AP. The first ability, the second ability damage-wise, the third ability gives a lot of shielding. His passive, yes, his passive even scales with ability power. The more ability power you have, the bigger the shield. And of course, his ultimate is gonna do insane damage. So, Lee Sin has an Edge of Night. As you can see, what a beautiful play right there. So, did you see what he did right there? Instead of engaging with his second ability, he just quickly used his first ability on the Lee Sin just to get the Edge of Night away, and then boom, instantly engaged. Lee Sin had an amazing reaction as well. Okay, so what he's doing right here... Yeah, that's a free hit on the Twisted Fate. Vayne is going a little too far. Vayne has to flash, but double, you know, with Rakan, this is what you do. You support your teammate. Your third ability gives so much shielding, especially when you're full AP. You can use it twice. It's just the absolute perfect ability to support a Vayne like that. And here you can see, first ability hit on the enemy, you should always do it. It just healed both of his teammates. You are providing so much value on the Rakan, guys, with this build if you play it correctly. And as you can see, he gets the Ardent Sensor now, and this is why you fully upgrade your third ability first. Yeah, this is a free kill. He's gonna wait with his second ability exactly, and then he goes in. Let me tell you why I knew that he was obviously gonna wait. So for you people that are like low elo out there, some of you might have immediately engaged there with Rakan, but let me tell you why you should never do that against a champion like a Lucian. Lucian can just dash away. Especially if you're against a challenger Lucian, if you just engage with your second ability, he's gonna dash out of it and he's likely gonna escape. But if you wait, you can just wait for him to dash, and if he doesn't dash, he gets caught, and if he dashes, then you catch him. See what I'm saying? So either he cannot dash, because if he dashes, then you knock him up, or he dashes, you knock him up, and he's dead anyways. But if you go for the dash immediately, he can escape and he can constantly keep going to escape. Oh, there you can see just Ryuh perfectly utilizing that third ability to fully engage right there. Using it on one teammate, then on another one, and then boom, second ability and the ultimate. Amazing combo right there. Third ability, there we go. Now he has the full upgrade on the third ability. Another thing, by the way, especially when you have the Ardent Sensor, it's actually a pretty good idea to use your third ability on two different allies of yours, because you're both gonna be buffing both of them with the Ardent Sensor. So instead of buffing the same ally twice, you can choose to just buff two allies. For example, he can go on the Vayne and then he can go on the Jax, and both of them are gonna be getting the bonuses of the Ardent Sensor. Really, really good. Wow, everyone in his team has a stasis enchant except for him. That's interesting to see. Why would they all go for a stasis enchant? Let me think actually. I mean, all of his teammates have a stasis enchant. So there's obviously an idea behind it, right? Oh. I mean, I understand Vayne. I guess, yeah, actually I don't really fully understand why they all would get a stasis enchant. Maybe Vayne, like if I were the Vayne, I would get a Quicksilver enchant in this game to avoid the stun from the Twisted Fate and the Rock and the Renekton and stuff like that. Stasis enchant, perhaps a bit too defensive, because they have a Rakan, that's the thing. Rakan is gonna be defending you anyways. Look at this shield, by the way. Oh, when your shield runs out, you have to be careful. With this build, you are gonna be squishy. Oh, no, this is... No, that didn't work out. Unfortunately, he used his ultimate a tad bit too early. The enemy Lee Sin kicked him away and he wasn't able to use his ultimate at all. As you can see, no ultimate, no combo means lost fight. So, you have to be very careful, because your only safety net really, as a Rakan, I mean, of course, besides your third ability, is your passive shield when you're full AP Rakan, because that passive shield is a big portion of your HP. Right now it's like 400 shield. Ah, he's dead, yeah. So when you run out of that shield, you're gonna be insanely squishy because you're full AP. So you have to be careful. Like, look at now. Now he's not squishy, right? He has the shield, he can be saved. But when his shield runs out, he's gonna be very squishy and he has to be very careful of the enemy. Here, you know, carefully checking the bush with the first ability. Yet another thing that Rakan can do. You know, before you enter a bush, use your... Oh, there you see it. He uses the shield on the Vayne and he wanted to use it on the Jax. Didn't quite do it because he didn't have to. And now they win the fight.
Enemy turret destroyed.
Let's take a look at this. He cannot really go for the Lulu or anything. This is a fine trade for his team.
Shut down.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, they got the Baron, but they killed a few enemies. They're getting a turret. This is okay. Oh, they can go in. There we go. I saw that one coming. The exact combo, guys. You engage with Rakan. Whenever you can catch out an enemy, third ability, get close to him, ultimate, and then use your second ability during your ultimate. So you charm the enemy, and the enemy literally cannot dodge. Even a Lucian that dashes away cannot dodge, because he's gonna get charmed right in. That's the big power of it. So we can see that Ryuh is actually taking the route of going for full AP. As I said, you know, you have two routes. You have the full AP route, and you have like the mixed tanky route. And the full AP route, guys, like the shield is gonna be insane. And in the late game, you are gonna get a lot of HP from the Rod of Ages as well. So that, like that on top of the shield, you'll have so much HP. Keep in mind, you're still squishy. You shouldn't look at Rakan right now and see like, wow, he has so much HP. He's never gonna be dead. Trust me, guys, he is gonna die if the enemy catches him out properly. Like, he's not a tank. He's not a tank at all. Yeah, they like right now, you know, you just wait out the Baron. You shouldn't really fight an enemy when they have a Baron, because if you didn't know already, by the way, this is gonna be golden information for you. Baron gives bonus attack damage and ability power. So if you ever, you know, if you're ever like, what the hell, why is the enemy dealing so much damage with the Baron? It's because they got bonus attack damage and bonus ability power. And the bonus is actually quite big. Although it is temporary, you know, the bonus is gonna run out with the Baron buff. Or if the enemy kills you, you lose the bonus, right? So keep that in mind. So they're freezing the lane here. The reason that they're freezing it, just to give the farm to the Vayne, right? Because Vayne is the insane late game carry, and yeah, they're just playing together as a team. Boom, there's the shield again. Oh my god, that shield though. He has a Rabadon's death cap now. Curious to see what item he's gonna decide to go for. Like, is he gonna get the Zeke's Convergence, or is he gonna go for the Void Staff and just full damage? Those are the two options that he has right now. You know, either going for tank items like a Zeke's Convergence, maybe even a Protector's Vow, or he goes for even more AP, which is the Void Staff, and then he is gonna do insane damage as well. This is a good engage. This is a good engage. This was almost the perfect scenario for a Rakan. You can see how much damage he did, by the way. He engaged his ultimate and his second ability. It dealt half of the HP of the enemies that he hit. He hit 2 enemies. I don't remember who he hit exactly, but it was half of their HP damage. Look at the shield that he has. This build is just absurd. It's so stupid. Like, look at that shielding. You're constantly gonna be getting that shield. It's just so dumb. And they also have a mountain dragon as well. Oh, flash engage, just a quick little catching out on the enemy. Very nice. Can they finish the game though? I mean, I don't think they can. Unless they kill him. Yeah, never mind, they just can. Alright, wow, what a game. I hope he shows how much damage everyone did and stuff like that. If he didn't, I'll tell him to do it next time. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. Better than 99.5% of Rakans, by the way. There we go. That's a lot of damage, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And, oops, we gotta go to my camera. And, yeah, wow, the quality is horrible again. It's okay. I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye-bye.